Hi, friends. I hope you haven't felt left out during my recent visits to New Hampshire and Ohio. Be sure you ask your team members to introduce you to Amy and Fabio and ask them their temperature. They'll explain. And I'll see you in March for a 6-hour session and then again in May for our 2-day offsite retreat. Now, last month I shared how the Navy SEALs assess their leaders and challenged you to identify how you would measure stellar leadership. Then I ask you to send me, plus one colleague, an email sharing your thoughts. Thank you to the 6 who did this, and others who may have shared with colleagues but not with me, as well as those who responded to Jeremy Birchfield's prompts in team meetings. If you did not respond, time's up. We're not messing around here. We're out to transform leadership at Alene at every level, and we both need and expect your full participation. Many teams, way too many, have been loud and clear in saying they do not feel a sense of trust, paramount for the Navy SEALs, or respect, clear communication, and support from their leaders. If you're building these qualities among your direct reports, it is often not translating to the folks on their teams, Candlemaker, Leads, and others. When we gather in March, we'll begin to give some real focus to the how-to of ensuring that great leadership translates through every level of the organization. And you will be articulating ever so clearly, in excruciating detail, what you need from your leaders to make it so. I absolutely believe that transformation is possible, and we must begin with eyes wide open, lest those who count on us feel invisible, unseen. So what is the key to this trust that makes everything else possible? Here it is. You cannot do trust. Trust, when it exists, is the cumulative result of dozens, then hundreds, then thousands of tiny moments in time. You do or say something, and someone else, as a result, trusts you just a little bit more or feels trusted just a little more. It takes many of these tiny moments, delivered consistently and without breaking trust, before that big trust, the kind we love to put on our values lists and hang on the wall, has a prayer of being true. So let's not talk about trust. Let's talk about those tiny moments in time. When someone notices and has the courage to name a problem, and you stop to notice too, instead of minimizing it or running off to your next thing. When someone has an idea and you close the loop by letting them know if action will be taken and why. When you know my name and use it regularly. When you ask me about something I said last week, which tells me that I'm important enough for you to have noticed. When you share information, good or bad, that helps me understand the why of my work. When you do what you said you would do yesterday. When I call for help and you respond, now. We could easily generate a list of hundreds of these little actions that cumulatively add up to trust. And this is exactly what we must do. Think small. Act small. Dozens of times each day. It's too easy to escape into the big theoretical poster on the wall trust, to avoid actually doing the work of earning it. So let's help each other by naming them, as many as we can and as specifically as we can. No fair stopping after appreciate others and know their names. Let's get down into the nitty-gritty of trust. In my email and in the description below is a link to a document where you can add your ideas. Every time you think of another, pop over there and add it to the list. If someone else has already named it, add your name to their item. Let's do this. If we're going to create big change, we've got to start by thinking small. And do what Jeremy B. did. In your meetings, generate more items for the list and assign someone to add them. Blow me away. See you soon.